I like to be on time, but I am not always on time. Ask the people who love me, and the people who hate me, and ask all the people in between, like a ruler. You have the divisions in millimeters and centimeters and inches, and, well, there's a whole gamut of people who have their opinions about me and my timeliness. I don't care. I'm a sniper. An assassin for hire. So if I show up on time, you can rest assured the job will be done. Now, I don't reveal my sources. And I'm not really a sniper in the literal sense of using a rifle or anything like that. Come on. Those days are long gone. I'm a sniper of a different sort altogether, and I've got to be on time. So I am on time for those engagements. I'm a sniper. But we are accustomed to our militaristic jargon, and so we feel that we understand things when we don't. You don't know what I mean by that. You don't have any idea what I mean by sniper. Do you? See, I'm looking out for you. I look out for a lot of people when I'm hidden on rooftops, in tall trees. Yeah. Sometimes I'm curled up in the back of a car. There's a little hole. Now, I told you I don't use a rifle or a gun of any sort, but I am a sniper, so you may wonder to yourself, what kind of sniper am I? Oh! Laser tag? Do you know laser tag? Right, when we were kids? Now they have laser tag where you're able to shoot your gun at another gun, and on top of that other gun there's a little receptor for your laser. So they've done away with the vests. That's really neat. But I'm not using guns. You want to know what I'm about? Then be on time. Get a watch. Or use your phone or some digital apparatus. Then you'll see me in time, doing my sniper's work. But you have to be on time to be in time. And then from there, I'm sniping in eternity. See, when you're on time, you get the right vista. It's like a space-time coordinate. But the sniping that I do is not... It's not... It's not inside space and time. Alright? I'm just gonna say it to you. So there will be days when you feel like $1 million. Honestly, you're just on cloud nine. That's me. What? What? I'm all depressed, man. But suddenly I saw the light. I don't know what happened. It's like someone just sniped me. You know? I was there. I was feeling like real shit, you know? Really down and out in the doldrums. You know how it is. You're feeling like a pile of crap. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, whoa, you feel better again. But I gotta find that guy I read about. He's something else. Now, I don't believe all the bad news about this guy. Some say he's just a force of good. Some say he's a force of good, and even some say he's just a force of evil because he's outside of space and time. I think he's good. Because when I was finished with my doldrums, all I want to do is hug the guy. Just want to give a big old kiss on the cheeks. 1, 2. But you know, the disadvantage is that he just moving from rooftop to rooftop, treetop to treetop. Oh, why ain't gonna come back to my neighborhood and shoot me up again? But I'm optimistic. Yeah, I'm optimistic. This guy's the real deal. He's awful. So you see, people like me. They don't understand what I'm up to. But if I'm not on time, you're gonna be depressed. If I'm on time, I'm gonna open up that aperture, slip into eternity, take care of that little ailment that you got. You know the ailment. Ailment comes from absorbing too much toxic electromagnetic energy, or too much of that toxicity from social media. How do you think that gets out of you at the end of the day? So you don't know what sleep is. I'm one of the few people who actually knows what sleep is. One of my names is the Doctor of Sleep. Dr. Sleep, to be specific. Because when I go in there, I take care of you. I don't charge you nothing. I'm a good guy. He's great! Now I heard that the guy works in mysterious ways. He's crazy. And I have a little bit of a speech impediment. Ain't no lie. So I'm hoping that one time he come to me in the night when I'm sleeping. Take scare me. It's Dr. Sleep, you know. Come sit down. Wow! Taking some speech impediment out. They gonna rip it out of my larynx. Just take it out of my body, and I'll be good. I'll be good. Right now sucks. So I have an extensive database of people who are suffering particular ailments who could use my assistance. I sniper them in the night, mostly. But I have a waiting list, so sometimes I feel like just checking people off, doing my services during the day, but I'm nocturnal. I'm like a cat. I can't afford to be seen when I'm slipping in and out of time, because there's quite an event. It's like a brief supernova. And of course, it doesn't incinerate anybody in my proximity, but it's bright. And so I've got to make sure that when I look around, nobody's looking at me, you know? Because that would blind them. It's like if you look at it, a welder's arc, you know? It's so bright that if you look at it, it's gonna blind you. It's the same. It's a supernova, and I bend space and time, and I go into eternity, and I snipe you. You know? You're afflicted. You know that. And there's only so much you can do, but I can feel your agony in waves. And I'll walk through any town at any given point, and I'll feel the waves of agony just kind of cascading off of people everywhere. And of course, there's some people who don't need my help. But some people are just, they're always in there, pain, and so they gotta be taken care of fast. They're in a lot of pain. So there's different levels. And I'm not the only sniper. I mean, there's lots of us. And we've been dispatched, well, how long ago now? A few hundred years ago, I think, when suffering really started to take off in an exponential way. I don't know when it was, probably 1700s, we started to notice it was a really bad show here on planet Earth. So what we had to do is invent a machine for warping space and time. And this isn't something that takes us backward and forward in time, because, well, that's just a construct of the human mind for measuring change. But what we do is actually go into eternity. And when we are in eternity, the eternal now of cosmic organicity, then we can affect change. We can tap directly in to your neocortex or your broken heart or your sexual dysfunction, or your broken larynx and all your speech impediments, stuff like that. And we're good at what we do. And we love you. We know that you didn't sign up for this. It's not your fault. There's a word, witiko, and it means it's just basically the kind of collective dis-ease. But it's even worse than that. It's just like this anomie that sucks at your soul. It's like a soullessness. It's despair, a misery that's experienced by the collective. But it's really just collective insanity is what it is. Witiko. Now, we kind of started to understand through our collaborative investigation that this witiko is more like an entity. Yeah, an entity that is spreading through the collective, through any particular society at any given point in time. And it infects the body minds of the citizens, of the members of that society. But it's not just some kind of lifeless thing, it's actually an animated form. And it is kind of engendered by the host body. It's fed by the host body. It becomes larger, more powerful, more expansive through each human being that it infects. So when we saw that happening, again, it was like in the 1700s, we were alarmed. We were just this kind of society, not secret, so to speak. And we realized that we had to take some action because it was starting to spread. And people were becoming kind of insane without knowing that they're insane. It was like a normalized insanity. Yeah, sometimes I think that whatever's happening to me, getting worse by the day is something inside me. Can't get it out. So what I'll do is this gentleman that you're seeing here is really stuck in a contraption of Wetiko, completely taken over by Wetiko. He's a good soul. You can tell he's a good soul. He's not insane. But insanity has been normalized to such an extent that it infects, this Wetiko infects people, and they develop these symptoms, right? Psychosomatic symptoms of Wetiko infecting the host. It's a parasite. So what we do is we open an aperture in space-time, so to speak, into eternity. Well, what we actually discovered is that it would refresh us. It would be like an organic reset to go into that timeless realm, because we were no longer caught up in all the stressors of time, right? It's not there. We don't feel the frustration, the anxiety, and the stress of death. And so when we're there, just think of it like the sun almost, this eternity of the sun. You've seen the images of the sun. It's just this fireball, and it's just gorgeous. Well, that's eternity. Just think of it that way. It's not quite that, but it's close enough. And when we go into that, our capacity expands. Our capacity for sniping. Now that sounds weird and crazy. He goes into eternity, opens up a portal, an aperture into space-time, goes into eternity, refreshes. His body-mind gets younger, and then he snipes people. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy. It's the word sniping and sniper and all that. It's a word that I'm just using to convey the best I can. Because what happens is that when you're in that fireball of the sun, of cosmic organicity, of eternity, you can just sense everybody suffering around you. And then you just go like this. Shtuk, 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 shtuk. You may also wonder, well, if that's what you're doing, why? Why do you have to hide out in a tree? Hide out on a rooftop? Well, I've got to see you when you're sleeping. You know? I have to know where you are. I have to connect with you in some sense. I have to know that you are you. So, in the case of this guy who talks like this, just go like this. And he talks normal again. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Absolutely. No, thank you. I have no idea what came over me. It's with ego. You were insane. It just showed up in your larynx and simply just took over. It was gonna go for your whole body. But you're a good person. It's always my pleasure. Thank you. So, I feel so much better. Like, I feel like when I was speaking that way, my whole body was like in my head. You know, my brain was like having this massive migraine in the center, and it was just tearing me up, but not tearing me up, it's not the right word. It was contorting me and then pulling me into my larynx and pulling my brain down into my larynx, and then it's coming out, you know? Yeah, I know. So you help people with this stuff? Yes, I do. Are other people like totally fucked up too? Did I get this what you call it? Witigo. Witigo. Did I get that? This whole civilization on planet Earth is getting more and more of this insanity. It's just spreading from one person to the next. And then people like you are just out there like soldiers taking it on. That's right. We've been doing it for some time now. Oh, wow. That is so cool. That's so cool, man. So, where do I sign up, man? You really want to be a sniper, huh? Yeah! I totally want to be totally want to be a sniper. Like, I was sitting there fucking, like, totally in this pain, man. Totally screwed up. And you just, like, shot it down, man. And I knew it was you. That was the weird thing. When it happened, I was, like, totally understood that this thing was gone. And I looked around and there you were. That's right. You're not supposed to see us. Well, I mean, I don't know. It was so strange. I just knew you were over there on that rooftop. Yeah. It is strange, actually. That probably means something. Yeah! You know it means something. That means I'm gonna be a sniper! Oh! I'm gonna be a sniper! Well, you're a little bit crazy for that. I'm not too crazy for that. I am not. I'm crazy right now because you just took this thing out of my throat. That was making me nuts! I was gonna lose my mind, man! But now, I can speak clearly, and I got a big voice, man. I want to help people. So you just tell me what's going on. What is this? What are you guys? Well, we're people who've been around for a few hundred years now. What? That's right. You've been around for a few. What is that? What is that? Well, you can already see that I just did something exceptional, right? Oh, yeah. Yes. So, how did I do that? Did you put it there? Are you one of those people who puts the problem there and then solves the problem and then comes up and says, where's my check? Are you one of those kind of guys? Because if you're one of those kind of guys, you're an asshole! Alright. See, that's what I mean. It might be a little bit too crazy for what we do to be a sniper or anything like that. No, I'm not too crazy. Oh! Whoa! Where'd you go? Did you just do it again? Oh. Okay. You're the real deal, aren't you? How in the world did you just make that comeback? Not because I put it there, but because I removed the thing that took it away. So it came back. Ooh. Can you always do that? Like, can you always just remove the thing and then put it back and remove it and put it back? Yes, of course I can. So I'm at your disposal. I'm at your beck and call. You can basically do with me whatever you want. Only if I had that motive. I don't have that motive. You're a nice guy. You're not doing anything wrong. I knew you were a nice guy, I could tell. And that's why I helped you, but I don't have any need to lord over you in any way and have power over you. It's not why I do this. Okay. Alright, but then tell me something. I want to work with you. I totally want to work with you. I think this is incredible. So what do I have to do to work with you? Well, you've got to meet the guys. Okay, that's it. That's fine. Yes, and then we have to approve of you. Alright, well, what is the approval like? Well, you have to see whether you're actually someone who's trustworthy. You'll keep your word, and you won't use your powers to lord over other human beings. See, this isn't about power. This is about the heart. You know, there are millions of human beings, hundreds of millions of beings of suffering, like you are, with your throat. And what we do is rare and unique, and we do want support. We want many people to do this with us. But once you understand how to do what we do and snipe people from eternity, you just saw the power that we have. We can put it back. We can take it away and put it back, take it away, put it back. And that means that you have to be a good man, and you are a good man. But we would have to assess whether you're good enough for that kind of power. Because the truth of the matter is, it doesn't stop there. There's a lot more that we do and can do. And it's really not limited as far as we can tell. Once you step through that aperture, everything changes. Yeah, I get that. So it's like time travel, right? No, it's not time travel. We don't time travel. You're not going to be able to understand it until you experience it, but the closest I can say is imagine that you're in the center of the sun. But that's hot. Yeah, I said imagine it. This is not hot. Okay. So before I go in front of this panel, I guess, is it a panel? Is it a group of people? What is it? Committee? Yeah, there are 10 of us. Are you all like 300 years old? Yes. We're the initial originators of the technique and the technology. Whoa. So you're saying there's a technology? Yes, there is a technology. It's like a time machine. No, it's not like a time machine. I told you we don't do time travel. What is it? I'll show you if you pass the test. I want to pass the test. Okay. Well, then we will start giving you the test. All right. Tell me, what is it? What is the meaning of life? Whoa, dude, come on. I can't. I don't know what the meaning of life is. That's the question. Depends on how you answer it. Oh, man, come on. Like, you're answering it now, by the way. Oh, yes. So your very response here to the question, what is the meaning of life, is your answer to what is the meaning of life. So if you're here and you're posturing and you're whimpering and simpering and all that, how could we entrust this technology to you, these techniques? I give you a question, and you respond like that. I'm not going to give you the most powerful tools in the known universe. So I will ask you again. You won't have another chance. I won't ask you a third time. What is the meaning of life? Yes. That's better. I think I will take you before the committee. Do you understand? I understand. Do you understand the way that you hear the question is the answer to the question? Something like that, yes. The reason that is so important is that when you're walking around with this power, this technique, and this technology, and you feel the suffering of all these human beings with their ego, how you hear them with your ears, which is really your heart, will be the answer to their suffering when you are in eternity. So you need to understand that your hearing is the most important thing. Because if you are not hearing correctly, you will not shoot correctly. Because you will be shooting with your heart. What comes out of your heart is what annihilates the ego. So when I ask you, what is the meaning of life? You must understand that you are the meaning of life. And that is how your heart heals the suffering of everyone around you.